in Education and Development, being convened here today. Okay, right. Okay.
I just wanted to apologize to everyone, including the Honorable Minister, for the delay in the flight landing of Mr. Premji, and currently he's trying to wade through the traffic, fairly unprecedented. So profuse apologies to everyone for him being late. Thank you very much for your patience.
And the IGNOU fraternity, I welcome you all to the first awards ceremony for the Rajiv Gandhi International Prize for Technology in Education and Development, being convened here today. We are especially privileged to have as a chief guest for this award ceremony Honorable Shri Kapil Sibal, Union Minister for HRD, Communications and IT. We are also honored to have on this occasion Azim Premji, Chairman Wipro and founder Azim Premji Foundation. At the outset, I would like to request Professor Rajshekharan Pillai to felicitate our esteemed guest for the ceremony with flowers. May I request Professor Rajshekharan Pillai, Vice Chancellor IGNOU, to please deliver his address.
Chief guest of the function, Honorable Union Minister for Human Resource Development, Communications, Information Technology, most respected Shri Kapil Sibal ji, Shri Azim Premji is going to join us within 10 minutes, and Professor Dilip Ranjekar, Chief Executive of the Azim Premji Foundation is here. Please come on. Pro Vice Chancellors, members of the Board of Management, Academic Council and other authorities of the University, teachers, students and administrative staff of the University, distinguished invitees, representatives of the printed and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to all of you for the first Rajiv Gandhi Prize awarding function of Indira Gandhi National Open University. I take this opportunity to welcome our Minister to our midst. This prize was instituted by Indira Gandhi National Open University in the Silver Jubilee Year. Rashtrapati announced this prize to commemorate the contributions made by Sri Rajiv Gandhi in the area of technology for the development of this country. In this connection, I would like to start my address by quoting Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi from one of his very famous speeches to the US Congress almost 20 years ago. This quotation is as relevant today as ever. I quote, "India is an old country but a young nation. And like the young everywhere, we are impatient. I am young and I too have a dream. I dream of an India, strong, independent, self-reliant and in the forefront of the front ranks of the nations of the world in the service of mankind." Unquote. We are proud that this great visionary laid the foundation of IGNOU. To commemorate his contributions in building a modern technology-driven India, we instituted this prize in our Silver Jubilee Year in 2010. Rajiv Gandhi believed that India could be pulled out of centuries of deprivation and poverty only by rapid application of science and technology. Few in India at that time realized how information technology and telecommunications would transform the lives of rural masses. The IT and telecommunication revolution that has been driving the Indian economy in recent years is because of his vision. Rajiv Gandhi was committed to harnessing science and technology for agriculture. He persuaded the then US President Ronald Reagan to give India a supercomputer for weather forecasting. The Americans supplied a supercomputer but imposed conditions of on-site inspections, which Rajivji considered unacceptable. So he turned to the Indian scientists to make an indigenous supercomputer. We all know that is the genesis of the Param, the supercomputer in India. Rajiv Gandhi realized that modernization had to reach every section of the society. The 1986 National Policy on Education was designed to modernize and to have innovations in higher education. The National Knowledge Commission, which came after 15 years, is on Rajiv Gandhi's thinking. The Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya system he started is a top success story in the government-run school education system. Rather than relying fully in the established systems of governance and execution, to implement his vision of modernization, he chose innovative ways. The technology missions he set up to implement the government's plan in telecommunications, water supply, literacy, immunization, and oil seeds sustained and yielded results. We see a lot of parallels on a much higher scale in the present education scenario of the country during the 11th plan and in the forthcoming 12th plan. The massive expansion of education at all levels, with appropriate quality control and accountability mechanisms, focused revamping of the higher education system and its linking with the workplace and vocational education will have long-term positive impacts in the country. The Indira Gandhi National Open University, established in 1985, is also taking proactive roles in the implementation of many such innovations the government is planning and executing. This university is now serving the educational requirements of about 4 million learners in this country and in 47 countries outside. This university has been in the forefront in technological interventions. The fact that this university can declare the results of about 3 lakh students appearing every semester within 30 days, including the grade cards, and within 45 days completing the convocation, is because of the contextualized application of technology. We have been successfully doing it for the last 3 sessions. And the tele-education network, which Indira Gandhi National Open University started in 2007, which is an India-Africa collaborative initiative with the support of Telecommunications of India Limited. This has been now recommended for upgradation into the India-Africa Virtual University, which is a joint initiative of the Ministry of HRD, the Ministry of External Affairs, and for which the detailed project report has been submitted by Indira Gandhi National Open University. We also provide education to underprivileged sections of the society. And this is in this university to provide inclusive education. We look at the disability sector in a very big way. And in this connection, a joint UK-India Education Research Initiative program on establishing sign language as a discipline and establishing centers for training. This particular project was considered as a success story by the UK-India Education Research Initiative. And based on this success story, Indira Gandhi National Open University has been identified by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment to start an Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center. And we have started the programs and the formal inauguration of this center, the first of its kind, the whole of Asia, is going to be happening in a few weeks. And a joint degree program with the University of Lancashire and Indira Gandhi National Open University. The 3 batches of students are training for the sign language. These are all innovations which have happened in Indira Gandhi National Open University. The first Rajiv Gandhi Prize is being awarded today to Azim Premji Foundation. I am not going to read the citation now because we are waiting for Azim Premji, but we are setting the highest quality benchmarks for his award by conferring it to Azim Premji Foundation. We are honoring the lofty ideals of education philanthropy, which is a world-renowned phenomena, but a rarity in India, in our country. I am glad that the Azim Premji Foundation has accepted this award, and Shri Azim Premji, the chairman of Pro and its founder, is going to be here with us to receive the awards. We are thankful to him and the functionaries of the Azim Premji Foundation. I am glad that our own minister, Shri Kapil Sibalji, is here with us, considering the importance of this occasion as chief guest and for this very important function in the history of the university. I think I will wait for them. I will just request Professor Anjekar to say a few words about Azim Premji Foundation.
Thank you for this opportunity. We began our journey in technology in education way back in 2000, which was with a very simple idea because we were having a program in Mandya and Kolar district of Karnataka in about 1,300 villages, primarily focused on enrollment. And we were actually interacting with the parents of children quite extensively. And we were asking about 2 to 3 questions to most of them, just to understand what is their response to some of these questions. One is that what do you expect of your child when the child is in the school? What do you expect your child to become? And what is your aspiration about your child? There are 2, 3 consistent answers that came to us. One is we want our child to understand and know English, being able to speak in English. They're not talking about child learning in English, they're talking about child knowing English. The second is that they said we want our child to be able to work on a computer. And the third is we want our child to become a technology person. Probably because of the influence of Bangalore, which is a few hundred kilometers from these, though these were fairly interiors of these districts, the responses were probably expected. Based on this, a thought came, what happens, because the enrollment problem during that period, 99-2000, across the country we had almost about 52 million children outside the school. And we thought that what will happen if we just place a computer in a school, and what is the impact of that on attendance? So it's a very different kind of objective to begin with. Because we didn't have any digital learning resources to back with other than 4 CDs which were dealing with geography of Karnataka, how to learn Karnataka, the whole issue of arithmetic, some part of that for 3rd standard. These kinds of digital learning resources we had, which we had actually borrowed from somewhere. The Indian made, but borrowed from somewhere. Later on we found that the attendance every time, actually I'm not going to go through the process, but the process was very interesting. It was about involving the community in the community learning center. The computer center was called community learning center because we requested the government that please give us a school which has an extra room, because we didn't want the existing rooms to be compromised on. We also decided to appoint a volunteer because already teacher-pupil ratio was under strain. So we decided to appoint a volunteer to look after this. He was called Young India Fellow that time. This was in 2000. And the third is, we said that the child must get an opportunity to interact with the computer at least 2 periods per week. And whichever school actually agreed to do that and had the legal connection of power and a room and willingness to really participate, then we held the meetings with the community. That this particular computer, we will provide the initial computers, but you must be able to maintain that, you must be able to pay the salary of this Young India Fellow. And we decided to also make this computer available after the school hours for the town. And typically we went to about 1,000, 2,000 population towns. And we said that it is available for people to learn Oracle, learn Fox Pro, whatever, Microsoft Office, etc., etc. Plus it can be attached to a fax, several other issues that can be done. It ran in about 35 places so well that the Karnataka government got very motivated to really experiment it in another 540 schools across. And they used the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan money, which was very, very helpful in terms of the innovation that they were trying. And then we began in a very, very systematic and massive way, development of digital learning resources. And what we said is that it's not about the computer, it's not about technology, it's about providing an alternative experience to the child, which is interactive, which is fun-based, story-based, and pick up some of the things. So we actually called about 200 teachers from Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. And we held a program with them or interaction with them for almost about 16 to 17 days to identify what are the issues they find children having difficulties in understanding, or they find it teaching. Normally it is described as hard spots, but I am not really describing it as hard spot, because how does a hard spot become hard spot? That's a separate issue. So we picked up topics from the curriculum of the children, and we started sort of dealing with them like a film. So it was like a film production. So it had script, it had production, it had music, it had dialogues, it had characters, and then we started the search for animators. And so finally we established, and later on we went on to become probably the largest developers of digital learning resources that time. And they were in 18 different languages, including 4 tribal languages. And this is something that many people like, because government by that time centrally had made a decision to place computers in some of the schools. So we didn't advocate that the computers should be bought and placed in the school, but wherever computers were available, and the governments did not know what to do with that, instead of just engaging the children, you can't engage the 3rd and 4th and 5th standard children with MS Office and things like that, because it's not done. So therefore, we said that we will actually have this curricular topic interacted with by the child, and then we decide to launch a lot of research around that and things like that. So that is the way the journey actually began. So that has been our brief journey in the world of technology. For us, it's a different way of pedagogy. It's a way of alternative experiment or experience for the children. And it's about, later on we realized that the way it was introduced in the school is not the best way to do that. So later on we evolved a number of things, and now we believe in certain things, which I'm not going to deal with right now here. So thank you very much for your patience, and I would now hand it back to Professor Pillai.
I extend a hearty welcome to Shri Azim Premji, Chairman Wipro and Founder Azim Premji Foundation. Would like you to accept this, sir. Thank you.
We were waiting for Shri Azim Premji to read the citation. I have great pleasure in welcoming him on behalf of the university. As I mentioned earlier, this is the inaugural Rajiv Gandhi Prize. We are setting the highest standards, quality standards for this Rajiv Gandhi Prize, which is going to be annually awarded to any organization or an individual who or which is making technological interventions for social development. We are glad that the Azim Premji Foundation accepted that award, and Azim Premji himself, as chairman of Wipro and founder of Azim Premji Foundation, is here with us to receive that. He had, because of the traffic and late arrival of the flight, he could not be here on time. Let me, with your permission, let me read out the citation. Rajiv Gandhi Prize for Technology in Education and Development. Citation. Azim Premji Foundation has been contributing to sustainable and systemic change in the quality of education in India for the last 10 years. The foundation can be seen as a most valuable and an exemplary gift to the Indian education system by Sri Azim Premji, founder of the Azim Premji Foundation and chairman of Wipro. The foundation has been working successfully with the state-run public school education system in several states in India. The mission of the foundation is noble and unique in the sense that it enables governments to leverage available resources and infrastructure to enhance the country's capacity to fulfill its constitutional obligation of providing quality primary education to all children. The foundation is also engaged in educational research, continuously stretching the boundaries of educational thinking with appropriate use of technology. The Azim Premji Foundation has developed alternate models of educational change for highly populated developing countries. The impact of the specific initiatives of Azim Premji Foundation, like the Accelerated Learning Program, Vidya Chetana, Educational Policy Planning, Computer-Aided Learning, Learning Guarantee Program, Child-Friendly School Initiative, Migrant Labor Children Education, Education Leadership Management Development Program, Technology-Enabled Learning Research Program, and the program intended to build bridges between local communities and schools has been very significant. The Indira Gandhi National Open University considers it a great privilege and honor to confer the Rajiv Gandhi International Prize for Technology in Education and Development upon the Azim Premji Foundation, founded by Sri Azim Premji, Chairman Wipro. This award for the year 2010 is for their contributions, for their outstanding contributions, for facilitating quality universal education for a humane and sustainable society with appropriate and contextualized use of technology. May I request the Honorable Minister of Human Resource Development, Communications and Information Technology to confer upon this award to the Azim Premji Foundation by providing the citation and also just symbolically giving the prize and the check. Check. We'll go downstairs. Premji to be accepted.
Right. Thank you, Shri Sibal. Shri Azim Premji, philanthropist, chairman Wipro, and the founder of Azim Premji Foundation. May I call upon you to please address the gathering.
Let me start off by sincerely and profoundly apologizing for being late. I apologize to all of you all because you all have been waiting. I apologize to the minister because he had the courtesy of waiting for 30 minutes. And I apologize to Dr. Pillai, who's been really instrumental in all the work which has been done here. I can rationalize it in terms of why I was late, but I think I owe you an explanation. I was in Bombay yesterday, and I was in the afternoon addressing 200 Rotarians, high net worth Rotarians, in terms of their obligation to devote part of their wealth to philanthropy and social service. And in the night, there was a function for the YPOs, the Young President Organization and the World President Organization, which went on till 11:30 in the night. I was addressing them again to encourage them to give part of their effort, part of their personal effort, part of their wealth to philanthropy. So there was no way I could catch a night flight. So I was on the morning flight, which was late, and I hit the most horrific traffic in Delhi coming here. That's the explanation. That is not good enough, but that's actually a fact. I'm deeply grateful for this award, and I'm grateful because it's an acknowledgement of what our foundation has done. And many of the people in our foundation have contributed towards it. Many of them have joined us taking significant salary cuts. Some of them have joined us from Wipro taking significant salary cuts. And they have given their heart and soul in terms of what they have done over the past 10 years. So the award is really a culmination of this whole work of a team of members who have been really devoting their life and soul to the cause of social service. We are focused on primary education in the villages of India, working with good harmony with state governments and the central government, and we have been able to achieve a lot of what we have achieved because of the work which government has done. All we bring to the table really is we bring a understanding and a competence and a track record of better administration which we are able to work with the government to train them on. The award has a specific mention vis-a-vis the use of IT in education. IT is important in education, but our experience is that it is much beyond that. It has certain surround values which are often getting underestimated in terms of where it can be used in the whole process of education. All our experience points to three things. The first thing is that I want to highlight is that all our experience is that focusing on the basics of improving quality and equity in education are far more important than getting lost in IT. Unless you have established a sound foundation in education, basics, fundamentals, essentials, you cannot build a skyscraper on it with IT. It just does not hold, it does not work. It is not giving you the effectiveness which you need to give. The second important experience which we have had, and I want to emphasize this, there are significant uses of IT in education, and we should not underestimate that. First, it can be integrated with the mainstream of the curriculum and leading the curriculum. It is often used separately as a special IT initiative. It's and a special IT class. It can be integrated extremely well with the curriculum of education and used to its optimality. Second, it is far more useful in the context of adult-to-adult interaction and teaching rather than with children. Even though children get exceptionally IT literate very, very quickly. It is not that children don't learn from IT or don't learn to use IT. They do very quickly and very much on their own. They don't require classrooms to be able to do it. And you see the way children play around with cell phones and the more sophisticated things they do with cell phones than you and I are capable of doing. But what children really require are good teachers, and that is absolutely fundamental to education, which is why we have set up the university to train the teachers of the teachers, to train teachers, education professionals who can work in development. But IT can play an important role here also in that of teacher education. Pre-prepared teacher education, ability to deliver teacher education, ability to enhance teacher education. But it is peripheral to the fact that you require good, well-trained teachers. It can be used to prepare good, well-trained teachers, but it is not a substitute for the soul of the teacher. The third point which I want to make, which I think is important, is that there is one area of use of IT which we are not exploiting as a country, we are not exploiting as education institutions, and we are not exploiting as state governments and central governments. That is in administration. IT has a huge applicability in administration and a huge applicability in terms of how it can upgrade the quality of administration of education, the quality of governance of education. And it has multiple applications in this area which are extremely useful. So we must see IT as a tool. We must not see it as an end in itself. If the tool is used wisely, if it is used with judgment, if it is used with wisdom, I think it can be a very strong enhancer of the process of education. I thank you very much for giving us this award, and I thank you very much for being here, and I thank you very much for waiting for me.
Thank you, Shri Premji. You've more than made up for the delay, and we're indeed pleased to have with us today the chief guest for the day, Shri Kapil Sibal. May I request you, sir, to kindly deliver your address.
Professor Rajiv Pillai, Vice Chancellor at IGNOU, my good friend and the distinguished Azim Premji, Professor A.K. Singh, members of the Board of Management of IGNOU, members of the Academic Council, the faculty, teachers, administrators, distinguished guests, my friends in the print and electronic media. It really gives me great pleasure to be here today to confer the first award, which is the Rajiv Gandhi International Prize for Technology in Education and Development. I think this is a befitting recognition to a man and perhaps the singular person in India who has set aside $1 billion for the cause of education in India. The only person. I have had the great privilege of visiting the foundation, visiting the headquarters at Bangalore, and learnt about some of the programs that are being conducted by the foundation, especially in the context of teacher education. And I realized the enormity of the passion of Azim in taking this forward. I think the foundation was set up sometimes in 1998. Though the company started in the IT sector way back in the 80s. It was originally, this is a story from soap to software. The company used to sell soap, and now it is a software power in the world. The other day, Azim, I was in Europe, in the Scandinavian countries, and your presence was felt there as well. But this is just not a recognition of the use of technology for education and development, but it's the recognition of how wealth can be used for a public purpose. And it is also of relevance to note that unless wealth is generated, it can't be used. So in fact, it's a recognition of two things, that it's important to generate wealth through business, and it's important for business to pay back to society. And that's exactly what Azim Premji has done. I just take off from the point that he mentioned in the course of his address, that at the heart of education is the interaction of the child with the teacher. There is no substitute for that. And that sort of allows for a very strong foundation for the child to be able to use technology for self-empowerment. That's why the Government of India is totally committed to ensure that every child goes to school through the Right to Education Act, and that every child gets quality education. But that's, of course, easier said than done. Quality education requires quality teachers. Quality teachers require quality degrees. Quality degrees require quality institutions. And that's not easy. The government can spend as much money as it wants, but the output and the outcome is more important. That money has to be usefully spent. It must be spent for the cause of imparting quality education both to teachers and students. Big initiatives in the 12th plan is, I hope, going to be a national mission on teacher education. This is what we are proposing to the government in the 12th plan, to make it a very central mission in one of its many missions. Because it's only then that we'll be able to get the kind of quality teaching and quality learning in the school system. The second point, of course, is that once the child develops a basic understanding and knowledge of the foundations of education, then of course technology can play an extremely important part. Why? Simply because the child has access to knowledge which he never had access to earlier in the classical system of education. The teacher was the source of all knowledge, but now the child goes beyond the teacher, beyond the classroom, beyond the borders of this country, and can acquire knowledge through IT. So therefore, this is a great empowering tool, and it is important that every student in school is enabled to use technology for empowerment. We, of course, have started a small initiative in the school system, especially in the Kendriya Vidyalayas, and now hopefully in the Navodaya Vidyalayas, to be able to give computers to every child. And of course, our dream project of the $35 tablet computer, for which we have recently given a name which I will not reveal to you, will be launched next month, that is in October, so that the doubting Toms are finally, or they finally realize that this was not just a dream, that it is a reality. For we will distribute that sometime in October. What will that do? Can you imagine if we can distribute the $35 computer to every student in the university, every child in school, and he is connected to the net, and that tablet performs all the functions that any other computer can perform. That's an enormously empowering tool. And I think that that's, as Azim said, that enables the child to enhance the quality of his learning once he has learnt the basics. Because we need to move in that direction no matter what others might say, because we are today in an interconnected world. Azimji, I will share with you just a very recent experience. In the course of my journey to Europe, I was in Estonia for a day. In Estonia, which has a population of about 1.4 million people, everything is connected. There is nothing that is done through human intervention. If you are driving a car and somebody stops you, you don't even have to carry your license with you. The police and the traffic inspector will ask your name. He will feed the name in his computer. He will get your image on the computer. It is biometrically verified. And then you know that, and of course this is of course applicable also to the car that he is driving. So the traffic inspector knows this is the right driver who is driving his own car, and that the car is in his name. There is nothing in the state that functions through human intervention. This is now being replicated throughout the world. And much of the talk of corruption that we have had in the recent past will be dealt with through initiatives of this nature. For if I can give a tax refund to an assessee without human intervention, there is no possibility of corruption. If I can deliver a passport to a resident in a rural area through the post office by having his application filed on the net and verification done on the net, and the passport delivered through the post office directly to his home, there is no possibility. What we need to do is for out-of-box thinking to find solutions, to ensure that the scope of human intervention, which is the source of all corruption, is dealt with. And information technology plays an exceptionally important role in that. And so we need to actually find solutions, and we are in the process of doing it. You would be happy to know that not the HRD, but my other ministry is going to soon, we're going to soon hopefully take to the cabinet a bill for public service electronic delivery of all services in India. So every public service must be electronically delivered, be it paying your insurance premium, be it getting your salary, be it getting a refund, be it seeking a passport, be it seeking benefits from the PDS system, be it getting your payment under Manrega, having your car registered, getting a car license, every service will be electronically delivered. And we are hoping that the states will, in the bill we are contemplating a time of 5 years. Because the other thing that we are doing is connecting every Gram Panchayat in the next 3 years with fiber optics. Every Gram Panchayat in this country. I've set up a high-powered committee under the chairmanship of Sam Pitroda with Nandan Nilikani as co-chairman to be in charge of delivering this project for the people of this country. These are all steps that we are already taking. We are not waiting for anybody, because we are as much concerned with corruption as anybody else. So the point that I am making is that information technology plays an extremely significant role in all aspects of societal intercourse. And of course, the centrality of it is education. We have the NPTEL program, National Program for Technology Enhanced Learning. We have the National Mission for Education through ICT. We've already released to the public, to the community, especially universities, 1,100 courses free of charge. We're going to, through the National Knowledge Commission, connect every college in this university, and there are 31,000 of them, and every university in this country, which are over 600 universities. We're going to connect them in the next 3 years, and all children will be interconnected. There'll be a free flow of knowledge through the ICT revolution. But it's people like you that gave us that vision. It's the foundation like yours that gave us that vision. You have actually delivered for the people of this country. I'm given to understand that you have an agreement with the Tata Institute of Social Sciences to set up 600 institutions in the next 15 years. This is the dream of an individual. And if you have individuals like this, it's only then that nations realize their dreams. So this is a befitting recognition of the enormity of the task that you have taken upon yourself to contribute to the cause of education and to the cause of the children of our country. Your efforts in setting up a university, your efforts in setting up schools, your efforts in helping school children through technology to be empowered are beacon lights for those who wish to follow you. And I am extremely grateful that the first award of Indira Gandhi National Open University, the foundation stone of which was laid on the 68th anniversary, birth anniversary of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, but no one other than Rajiv Gandhi himself. And I'm very, very honored to be here in the memory of those two great people to confer an award to yet another great son of India. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring address. In the Silver Jubilee year, we conducted 12 Silver Jubilee lectures. This was edited by Dr. Latha Pillai and Dr. Babu Ramesh, and the sage publishers have published and brought out this book. This is also a Silver Jubilee intervention which we had. The Honorable Minister has kindly agreed to release the book, Bridging the Gap, Essays on Inclusive Development and Education. May I request the Honorable Minister to release the sage publishers and the editors can come and receive. You have possibility. The Staff Training and Research in Distance Education, which is an internationally renowned training institute in Indira Gandhi National Open University, has brought out developed interactive multimedia course materials during the Silver Jubilee Year. Professor Ramanujam, Pro Vice Chancellor, and the faculty of the STRIDE, they did it with the help of experts. Honorable Shri Azim Premji has agreed to release this development of this interactive multimedia course materials. May I request you to do this honor for us?
Thank you. As we come to the end of this awards ceremony, I request Professor A.K. Singh, Director, School of Translation Studies and Training, IGNOU, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister for HRD, Communications and IT, respected Shri Kapil Sibal ji, esteemed Shri Azim Premji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of our University, Professor Rajshekharan Pillai, respected Pro Vice Chancellors, Registrar, Directors, faculty, staff members, members of different statutory bodies of the University, members from Wipro family and from the IGNOU family. It's my singular privilege to stand here and offer vote of thanks. Let me state it here that late Shri Rajiv Gandhi was not only a visionary leader, but he was a dreamer as well. He was a precursor of IT revolution in our country. IGNOU, under the able leadership of Professor Rajshekharan Pillai, has tried to pay its tribute to the vision of that great leader by instituting Rajiv Gandhi Prize for Technology in Education and conferring the first prize to Azim Premji Foundation. On this occasion, our sincerest sense of gratitude goes to Honorable Minister for HRD, Communications IT, respected Shri Kapil Sibal ji, for honoring this particular historic occasion with his grace, an equally eloquent and inspiring address. Sir, we will ever remain grateful to you for this. On behalf of the university, I take this opportunity to thank Shri Azim Premji, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan, who has in his unique way facilitated realization of the universal quality education through ICT by founding Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. More so by sparing time for us. So we thank him for sparing time and being with us. I would like to thank all university authorities, all distinguished guests, all members from media, and the entire IGNOU family, that's more than 35 lakhs, for their best wishes and for contributing to this particular occasion in different ways, visibly and invisibly. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Professor Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we come to the conclusion of the first award ceremony of the Rajiv Gandhi International Prize for Technology in Education and Development. May I request all of you to please join us for tea outside. Thank you. You did have a bad time.
Unbelievable. I've never experienced it.
After this session,